Hey everyone, this is Scrap Computer here. This guide is going to cover and explain the AD carry Tristana. Tristana is a mobile auto attack based AD carry. In addition to being one of the, if not the, safest AD carry in the game, having the ability to both kite and poke at a distance with her massive auto attack range. In lane she can provide an unbelievable amount of burst and laning potential. Match this with the literal highest personal attack speed buff in the game, she can become an attack speed monster that can tear literal shreds into your enemy. Although she lacks any HP shred, she more than makes up for it with her pure amount of safety, endgame auto attack range and self peel, which makes her essentially unkillable. In addition, Tristana can play versus literally any team in existence and come out on top. Her safety is universally spread. For this part, Tristana is now seeing a lot of play and is being used far and wide, with the ability to make some seriously sick plays and unbelievable potential to carry late game. So let's get into a guide on how to play this amazing AD carry. Runes. My rune setup is shown below. The only part I will explain is that you can switch out the scaling magic resist for flat magic resist depending upon your support your versus. If your verse is a very magic based bot lane, do pick the flat. If not, go for the scaling magic resist for some survivability late game. Masteries. For masteries I go with 21-9-0. These are pretty standard. I go 21 on offense for the damage and 9 points in defense for more durability. Pretty basic. Summoner spells. Flash, barrier, heal. These ones are quite self-explanatory. Ignite, I'm gonna mention this one. This is actually pretty epic on Tristana. Tristana's all-in potential is extremely unexpectedly powerful in the start of the game, and for most of the mid game, with her huge burst damage. You can choose Ignite and it's perfectly acceptable. I personally go for Ignite for the powerful start/mid game. This means I can get the double tick with my E and Ignite together, which means nearly always it's gonna be a kill if you're trying to execute. Beyond this, it's pretty basic. Compositions to pick Tristana versus. Tristana works against all compositions, but she should be favourably picked versus heavy CC and catch based compositions. This will be the first and probably only time you'll hear me say this in regards to the AD carry role. Her range and safety means that she's basically one of the only carries in the game who can counter any composition regardless of its severity. It's so hard to catch a Trist, it's unbelievable. So, she should be picked versus compositions that can catch a normal AD carry out easily. You can pick her versus compositions like the ones I've shown below on the left hand side. These compositions can catch AD carries out easily, Tristana being the exception. Or you can pick her versus the right hand side compositions, which are just good protective compositions. Remember, she can work versus virtually any team in existence, and her safety is universally applicable. But you can, as a good note I want to emphasize, pick her versus heavy assassin based compositions, or even compositions that have no peel at all. It's up to you. Compositions to pick Tristana with. Tristana works with any composition, and again, she has her own peel, her own safety. She does not need much help in these regards, unlike figuratively every other carry. Try to pick Tristana with the compositions I've shown below, but she can work with anyone as she is so safe, which obviously includes compositions with no protection at all. Bot lanes to pick Tristana versus. A side note, Tristana does not counter these guys super hard. She does not completely counter these guys at all. She just does okay versus them. She can win and is kind of likely to do so if she plays correctly or they play badly. It's only a more likelihood of her succeeding. It's not a definite win. Misfortune. Tristana counters her mechanically on 2 accounts. Her ultimate can be interrupted by your ultimate, or even avoided with your W. In addition, Tristana's E explosive poke on minions means that Miss Fortune's passive might as well not exist. A very big counter. Greaves. Greaves is a bursty carry, and largely considered a lane bully. But your range and strong start game poke with your E means that you actually do well versus a Greaves start game. At level 4 you will have to be kinda careful, but remember at level 4 you will have quite a bit more range than him. You should be safe. I don't see you losing a lane versus a Greaves. Just keep your distance and poke, your range alone will defeat him. Vayne. You and Vayne both kinda just want to farm start game. In addition, you can actually, if you try, slap her around the lane. Your E is very powerful start game, which means you will be trading and winning trades all the time until 6, easily. Ezreal. Much like Vayne, he just really wants to farm and he can't really do much versus you. You out-trade him with your E and you outscale him extremely badly. Overall, it's generally a free lane unless you mess up. Ashe. Ashe can win trades if she lands the W. If not, and you're smart and minion block that W, you will win every trade. You outscale her late and outburst her early, generally you should win. Kog'Maw. You can out-trade this guy pretty badly start game. In addition, he can't get away from your burst as he's an immobile AD carry, a very big point to take into consideration when versus a Trist. Bot lanes to avoid. These matchups depend on your support, your skill level, your enemy skill level, jungle ganks, roams, etc. These are just lanes that will generally crap on you for the most part. And yes, again, you can win if they play badly. It's just generally they're gonna beat you. Corki. This guy jumps on you and out-trades you with absolute ease. It's hard to deal with and you can't really counter it with anything until level 6 with your knockback. Draven. Draven will out-trade you again through the laning phase. He just walks up and out-trades you and there's literally nothing you can do about it. And you kinda just have to deal with it. Lucian. Same as before, he out-trades you quite heavily, and since you're an endgame carry, you will have trouble start game. Sivir or whatever. Her spell shield can mitigate most of your start game damage, and you can just forget about all-inning her early. Later you will destroy her, but for the laning phase, she will generally counter you with that spell shield. Twitch. Twitch's burst can destroy you and, to be honest, most carries at most points during the game. Until late you can out-trade him, but until then, he beats you. Caitlyn. Caitlyn is the ultimate carry counter. Her range means a lot of free lane for her. There is no way for you to counter it beyond just outscaling her really. You can get a lucky engage, but again for all of them, it's just rare. Good supports with Tristana. Leona. Leona provides CC and Sun stacks, which makes Tristana's burst even more insane than normal. In addition, her passive stacks can be procced with Tristana's E, which makes killing minion waves a breeze. Overall, good burst initiate and Blight's proc stacks in addition to Leona's damage makes it a very, very powerful lane. Thresh. Thresh is good with all AD carries, let's be honest. He provides protection, which basically means Trist is figuratively unkillable and just impossible to get to. Simples. Nami. Heal, poke, CC. In addition, the movement speed buff is awesome on Tristana, which gives her even more kiting potential. Nami is a very good all-rounder support which I personally love. Lulu. CC and poke, amazing. Basic. But more importantly, the ultimate is amazing with Lulu. When Tristana jumps in and Lulu knocks up, it's a complete lockdown for your enemy. It's very good because a lot of Tristanas jump in very deep. Lulu can get you out of there. Sona. poke/heal, and a good ultimate. She also gives you that oh so needed start the game lane control. In addition, she provides passive AD and AP, which means your AP abilities will scale with her. A lot of people don't understand that. The AP scaling on Sona is largely unused with most carries. With Tristana, this is not the case. Morgana, my personal favourite support with Tristana. Your W jump can be stopped with general displacements and a few CCs such as suppressions and knockups. With Morgana, your W is 100% thing. I'll go more into this later, but it's a fantastic point and not to be underestimated. In addition, Morgana brings CC, teamfight potential, and catch based poke, which is good, yeah? What support would not want that? Of course, overall, most supports are good with Tristana, but she works best with aggressive or lane control based supports. As always, it's your choice. I'm just giving you a couple of options to take into consideration. Just try to find the best way to look at it and good luck. Tristana's leveling order. Tristana has 3 viable leveling orders. These are actually very important and completely abused. Your leveling order depends on what you want to achieve in lane. Please keep these orders in mind and listen to what they're used for and what they scale like. It depends on your personal choice and who you're against in lane. Leveling order number 1. Max E and then Q. This is the most popular order out of every single one. This order maxes our E for that powerful lane control and lane potential. We then max our Q to also give us powerful endgame potential with the attack speed buff. This is the general all-rounder kind of order, and is by far the most popular order because of this. I personally also think it is the most effective, and it will work versus generally all opponents. If you're starting on Triss, grab this order, don't do anything fancy. If not, let's see the other choices. Leveling order number 2. Max your E, then W. Get your Q last. This is an underused order. This order is basically a kill lane. The order is extremely powerful start game. This order has the highest chance of scoring a kill and keeping start game lane control. It's also amazing for crushing a lane and killing them over and over again. But for this powerful start game and all-in potential, you lose a lot of your mid and end-ish game power until you get to level 18. So overall, very strong start game and weaker mid game until you get to level 18. But as always, it's very much up to you. I generally pick this order versus weak start game carries like Kog'Maw and Ashe, and absolutely crush them. Leveling order number 3. Or in other words, Scrap Computer's order. I very rarely have ever seen anyone use this order. Get 1 point in your E at level 1, then from here max your W and then Q. Level your E last from here. This is my personal favourite leveling order. It provides me with a very strong level 1 with the E harass, as normal with most order levels. I then continue to max my W for that insane W burst during the start of the game that allows me to finish off any kills. In addition, it lowers the cooldown so I can escape more easily in start game teamfights. After this, I continue to max my Q for that late game damage potential, all pretty standard. I max my E last from here. This is because of one main reason. The first is that I'm an a-hole for stalling a lane out when I'm behind or ahead. You can't do this if you get lots of points in your E. Your E naturally pushes waves. I like this order because I very rarely lose lanes with my Tristana, or even if I do, I just stall the lane. It's for you when you know you'll do well and want to slow and get the cooldown really quickly on your W. Also, you can push the wave, and it means you can stall the lane and get even more lane control. This is a late game leveling order, a very late game leveling order, as we are maxing our escape for the cooldown and our Q for that just pure damage and sustained damage. Generally it's kind of a very overall, it's a mid-game leveling order pretty much. Tristana's passive, draw a bead. The range on Tristana's basic attack, explosive shot and buster shot is increased by 9 multiplied by Tristana's level -1. At level 18 the bonus is 153 for a total of 703 total auto attack range. A note is that all of the points I will be mentioning in the future will be general uses and things to note. This ability is passive and I will be just mentioning some Imperial facts and a few uses, but most of it will just be simple observation and mentioning things, unlike the rest of the abilities which have active uses and tips. But now into it. Uses and tips. Number 1. At level 1, Tristana starts with 550 auto attack range. This means it's completely average, smack bang in the middle. You may want to wait until level 4 or so until you start poking with some auto attacks, but again it's up to you. Number 2. Coming on from point 1. Most people never expect the level 1 and 2 Tristana poke. I always walk up and auto attack poke my enemy at low levels. Most people know, or shall I say think, that Tristana is weak start game. She has quote unquote low range. How the hell is 550 range low? It's average. Get real people, use this range start game. People never expect the start game Tristana poke, I don't know why. 550 range is more than enough. It makes me think a lot, there are so many assumptions in this game. Number 3. Tristana exceeds Ashe's attack range at level 7. Number 4. Tristana exceeds Caitlyn's attack range at level 13. These are just markers you should note. Number 5. Tristana has the longest base attack range of any champion in the game, only being exceeded by Twitch using Spray and Pray / Ratatatat, Kog'Maw using Bio Arcade Barrage, and Jinx using Switcheroo, until Tristana reaches level 18. Number 6. Tristana can attack Baron Nashor over the back wall once she hits level 13. This is a trait she shares with Caitlyn. Number 7. Draw a bead provides you with a lot of safety endgame, due to the huge range that it provides. This is the biggest point on Tristana that you will ever hear. This is her main strength. Her auto attack range is the highest in the game, which means she is pretty much 10 times safer than most other AD carries. Range is everything. A simple but goddamn important point. Number 8. Can help poke in lane with the passive range that it provides, something you should keep note of. For example, at level 6 or so, you can start poking mid-range champions like Ezreal, Draven, Misfortune, which you wouldn't be able to poke previously. And of course, low-range champions like Quinn and Graves extremely easily. Just keep note of how much your range is progressing over the game. Number 9. Grants higher range upon your E and R. This is a massive, colossal point. This means that your trade ability, explosive shot, and your burst, execute / escape, buster shot only get better as the game progresses with range. Pretty much like everything with Tristana. A note to this point is that you can poke with your E more easily during the laning phase. Read point 8. Number 10. Draw a bead can assist you in getting CS in lane. When you have higher range, it's easier to CS. A passive point you should keep in mind when the game progresses a little bit. I know you can't utilize this start game. Number 11. With this passive, your jungle teamfight potential is fantastic. The range means you can provide your DPS from over a wall at level 15 onwards, or so, roughly. A good point to take into consideration, Tristana is epic at fighting in the jungle. She can stand over a wall and DPS with ease. Number 12. Helps you provide damage to turrets. The range means you can sit and damage a turret with relative safety and stay a little longer and get an extra auto attack off. I know most of these points are a given and just observations, but they are very good to keep in mind. Smart players will. Tristana's Q, Rapid Fire. Active. Increases Tristana's attack speed for 7 seconds. Pretty simple. Attack speed 30, 45, 60, 75 and 90% attack speed. Uses and tips. Number 1. Rapid Fire has no cast time and does not interrupt Tristana's previous orders. This is amazing, so if you're kiting, don't worry, just fire it on. Or if you're auto attacking, again, don't worry, just put it on, no cast time. Number 2. Can be used to help you win trades during the laning phase. Attack speed equals 1 trade. Number 3. The attack speed can be used to help kill jungle camps more quickly and effectively. Number 4. Coming on from the previous point, Rapid Fire is amazing at killing Baron and Dragon. The same point as before, but very important to emphasize. Number 5. Rapid Fire can assist in pushing minion waves at all points during the game. Number 6. Helps win all-in fights. A very basic point, but it improves your all-in potential unbelievably so. Number 7. Most of you scrap computer veterans will know this one was coming. This ability will melt turrets, inhibitors, the Nexus, and of course chocolate. Look, she has flames out of her gun, get it? Come on, dying alone. Has anyone noticed that literal jokes are taken as idiotic now, when they were funny not only 20 years ago? I think it's due to humanity's increased intelligence and ability to perceive the hypothetical. If we don't have 2 tiers of hypothetical, it's not even funny anymore. Which, I mean, the hypothetical was ability no one even had, even 100 years ago. Sorry, just an observation, I'm such a geek. Number 8. Rapid Fire is applied to the next auto attack's wait period. Cast it right before an auto attack to squeeze in as much time as you can for the duration of the spell. Number 9. Can be used to do more general damage in teamfights. This is simple, yes, but the most important point that you can't forget. Remember to use this ability just before a teamfight begins. Don't be all premature like I am with my girlfriends. I love you, Cindy. Use the ability just before the main engagement starts. Do not wait until halfway through the teamfight to use this ability. You will be burning a massive amount of DPS. Use it before, simple. Number 10. Due to the massive attack speed benefits from Rapid Fire, Tristana can benefit from on-hit attack speed based builds, such as a Blade of the Ruined King build. Number 11. This ability shortens your auto attack animation, due to the increase of attack speed. This means it would be easier to poke and run with auto attacks. The quicker your auto attack animation, the quicker you can run away after the auto attack has been complete. I generally do this at level 4 onwards. I turn on Rapid Fire and auto attack poke, then run. Do this 2 or 3 times if possible. It not only makes poking easier, it also makes kiting easier, just a point. Number 12. When maxed, this ability provides you with a 90% attack speed buff. How have you people only now noticed Tristana is strong? She was my main 2 years ago. Come on guys, Jesus. Sorry, I've mained her. She was my first AD carry and my favourite AD carry. And everyone ignored her for so long and I was the only one that would play her. Now, like, look at it. Okay, yes, they just recently buffed auto attack carries, but still, she was always viable. It doesn't matter, don't let my butt hurt rant annoy you, it's okay. Tristana's W, Rocket Jump. Active. Tristana fires at the ground to propel herself to a target location, dealing magical damage and slowing surrounding enemy units by 60% for 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5 and 3 seconds when she lands. Rocket Jump's cooldown resets whenever Tristana gains a kill or assist. Range 900. Magic damage 70, 115, 160, 205 and 250 plus 80% AP. Uses and tips. Number 1. First up, a boring pretext that will be a running theme for this section. Rocket Jump is considered a dash, even though it is visually a jump. Number 2. This is the most important point of this ability. Rocket Jump, being essentially a very slow dash, is weak to nearly any form of hard CC. This includes, but is not restricted to, knockbacks, knockups, pins, silences, suppressions, and pulls. You can see where I'm going with this. This ability can be stopped, leaving you screwed. If stopped entirely while it's casting, Tristana will be returned to where she started the cast. This is a painful point you have to note. Number 3. Crowd control effects like stuns and snares will take effect upon landing the jump. Number 4. Knockup effects like Alistair's Pulverize and Janna's Howling Wind will cancel the jump and knock Tristana into the air at her current location. This is just funny to look at, but annoying as hell when you are that Tristana. Number 5. Knockback effects like Alistair's Headbutt and Janna's Monsoon, pulls like Blitzcrank's Rocket Grab and Thresh's Death Sentence, and throws like Sing's Fling and Volibear's Rolling Thunder will all cancel the jump, then complete their effects as normal. These guys can screw you over so bad. Number 6. Rocket Jump's speed depends on the distance of the jump, contrary to popular belief. A big jump and a small jump take longer, so sometimes you may have to take into consideration how much you want to do. Melee range jumps are nearly instantaneous, while long range jumps leave Tristana in the air for significantly longer. A small and large jump do not, again, take the same amount of time. Number 7. Tristana's jump can't go over traps. Look below. She hit the trap even though she was visually jumping over them. Remember, this ability is a dash. Pretend you're running on the ground. Again, this is an annoying point. Look at that. It's horrible. You have to hit the trap. Number 8. Tristana is still targetable when jumping and can be hit by skill shots. For example, Ash's Enchanted Crystal Arrow and Ezreal's Mystic Shot. Again, when in quote unquote the air, you can still get hit by pretty much anything. Number 9. Rocket Jump's mana cost is high compared to Tristana's mana pool. Pay attention that you have enough mana before jumping in. Although seriously, I make this point on most champions with a dash, but it's even more important on Tristana. Number 10. Another absolutely unbelievably big point. Tristana can use abilities like her E, Explosive Shot, and her ultimate when in the air. Yes, I'll say it again. Tristana can use abilities like her E, Explosive Shot, and her ultimate when in the air. Or visually in the air, as it were. This is so important on Tristana. A lot of new players will jump and land, auto attack, then use their E, for example. Like, this is not how you play Tristana. You'll be wasting time when you land with that cast animation. If you land in E, look how long it takes. It's 10 times longer. Look at the clip below done correctly. I fire my E when in the air, meaning it has no animation time at all. Look, it's free, as it's done in the air, during my jump animation. This saves time. In addition, if they are low, you can jump ER as well, and even finish them off if they flash. You can E and R in the same jump. You see what I mean? In the middle of the air, you can use abilities to cancel their animations. This is a big point, it's red for a reason. Number 11, another follow-on point. Tristana can still use her abilities, summon her spells, and item activatables when she is in the air. In context, this means you can jump and use Blade of the Ruined King and your Ignite while in the air. Awesome. Number 12. Overall, from the previous 2 points, you can create a unbelievable burst. Any good Tristana will know how to use their burst correctly when in the air. Imagine this. You jump, use Blade of the Ruined King, Ignite, your explosive E, and your ultimate to pin someone to a wall, all before you even land. Can you even imagine how much burst damage that is for a low level caster? And here's the kicker, it's all magical damage, most of it. Most low levels until level 13 or so don't get a spot of magic resist. You will be shredding people with this huge burst. Please do it right, please. Number 13. Helps escape. The main use of a reposition ability is to escape. You are the glass cannon of the team, so anytime you're in trouble, jump the hell out of there. Remember that this ability can go over walls as well, so you can always do the Grand National over a wall. Oh Seabiscuit, we will always remember you. Who doesn't love an underdog story, really? Number 14. Rocket Jump can assist in catching fleeing enemies. So if your enemies are running, jump after them and remember the slow that this ability provides. It will also assist in stopping them from getting away. Number 15. Spell Vamp is reduced to 1/3 effectiveness. Number 16. Rylai's Crystal Scepter will apply a 15% slow. Number 17. Magic damage and the slow will be mitigated by Black Shield. Number 18. Spell shields will also block both the damage and the slow. Number 19. Can help save a fellow teammate. The slow in this ability is often underappreciated. If a teammate is running away and you're safe to do so, jump on the enemy to halt their advances. Number 20. Rocket Jump can be used to push minion waves faster. The backline will drop immediately after a single jump mid-game. Number 21. Coming on from the previous point, this ability can also help clear jungle camps faster, with the good base damage and the slow. Again, the slow is often underappreciated. You can kite the big camps like blue or red if you slow them down with the jump slow. Always think outside the box, guys. We wouldn't want to confine our potential to a silly box. Number 22. Now another massive point. Achieve an assist or a kill on an enemy opponent and you can get a reset on your rocket jump. This is an instant and complete reset that works at all points during the game. Number 23. From the last point. Make sure you use this carefully. Any good and experienced Tristana player knows her burst at all points during the game. This reset is what kills 99% of Tristanas, they're overzealous. Even diamond level players jump into entire teams for a reset and out. You're still the effing carry, you have to keep safe. Only jump to execute / catch an opponent if it's a very sure thing. Please think about this when you jump in, please just think. Number 24. There is a lot of things that can come into play to stop you executing your enemy and getting that reset. These are things that you can bait out and stop you killing the target or stop you at least getting the reset. Heals of any kind, hard CC, red potions, shields like the Aegis and Archangel Staff, invulns to protect a low HP enemy, an enemy leveling at low levels, Zhonya's, revive abilities. You may want to kill the enemy, but if they get a revive, it doesn't count as a reset. The same with Guardian Angel, you won't get a reset, they will revive. Even an enemy flash, barrier, or massive baits. You jump expecting the insta-kill and bam, they flash. You don't land the jump, you're dead. Or they barrier. Or you simply don't have enough damage, you're dead. Even an enemy caster can explode you if you jump on them. This is a long point, but for God's sake, be careful and keep note of these things. Baits are real. Number 25. Again, endgame, do not use this unless it's completely obvious. The kill is, oh my god, so simple, and the target is isolated. Do not use this as an execute endgame. Do not use this as an execute endgame, unless it's unbelievably simple. Just be careful all game. If in doubt, don't jump about. If you're not sure about the jump, do not jump. If you're unsure, don't do it. It may cost you a kill, you could have got the kill, maybe. But it may have also cost you a death. Practice your burst and use the execute when you get more experienced. I have played a ton of Tristana games, so I can get away with certain little risky jumps because I know her burst to the 100 HP. You don't. Learn it first. And that's my rant over. I had to get it out because it's annoying. It's the main thing Tristana players suck at. You don't have to jump in, you're still an auto attack carry. Be careful. Number 26. Rocket jump is great for getting back to your lane faster with the massive dash. Number 27. Helps to avoid skill shots. Although you still can be hit by them, as I've mentioned, you can avoid big skill shots with your jump, if you go left or right. A good point to avoid that Ash Arrow engage. Number 28. You can use this ability to engage if you're really ahead in the lane. And only in lane. I normally get quite fed as Trist, I'm a Trist main. This means I engage a lot with my W. But again, I'm a very experienced Tristana player, so I normally wouldn't recommend this engaging unless you're confident. Number 29. I mentioned being careful, now I can mention this. The reset mechanic on Rocket Jump can be used to help clean up teamfights. This is a big point if you're ahead or doing well at least. At least 50% of my pentakills are on Tristana because of her powerful cleanup potential. Number 30. Now a few tactics. You can use your rocket jump in sync with your ultimate to help you reposition behind an enemy to ultimate them into your own team. The video below shows it best. Again, it's risky, so be careful when using it, please. Number 31. You can also use rocket jump to reposition for a wall pin. I'll go more into this later in the ultimate section. Number 32. You can start to recall during Tristana's rocket jump without interruption. Got no swag? Wanna impress your girlfriend / get one? Earn some style points with this. 100% no guarantee that that'll work. Tristana's E, explosive shot. Passive. Enemies explode when slain by Tristana's basic attacks, dealing magical damage to enemies within 75 range. Active. Hits the target enemy with shrapnel, reducing healing and health regeneration by 50% and dealing magical damage over 5 seconds. Range. 550 plus 9 multiplied by Tristana's level -1. 703 at level 18, same as your passive. Explosive magical damage. 50, 75, 100, 125 and 150, plus 25% AP. For this section I will be mentioning the passive and active in the same points. You will know which one I'm talking about as I'll mention the effect and you'll see it in the video below quite clearly. Uses and tips. Number 1. Apply spell effects as a damage over time ability. This ability is tick based damage. Number 2. Spell Vamp is fully applied. Number 3. Rylai's Crystal Scepter will apply a 15% slow. Number 4. The magical damage will be mitigated by Black Shield, as will be the heal debuff. It's a pretty big counter. Number 5. The ability, damage and effect will be blocked by Spell Shield. Number 6. Explosive Shot's passive effect is an area of effect centered on the target of Tristana's basic attack. In other words, when you kill an enemy / minion, the explosion will come from the middle of the enemy's hitbox. Number 7. Explosive Shot's active range, like Tristana's basic attack range, scales with her passive, draw a bead. Number 8. Explosive Shot's passive will trigger on turrets. Pointless point is pointless. Number 9. Can be used to help push minion waves, both using the active on the cannon creep or melee creeps and the passive when you kill creeps for the AoE pop damage. Number 10. Important point. This ability is fantastic when applied to trading. This ability can help you win trades hands down. If you proc this just before the trade starts, you will get the tick damage for the whole duration. But it has another effect. It will stop the enemy heals and or lifesteal. Even stopping the Doran's Blade of the enemy proccing up to like 50 HP of heals during a fight could be the difference between winning and losing. Number 11. Can be fired while in the air with rocket jump. I've mentioned this, just repeating it so you do not forget. Number 12. If you don't want to push start game, I do not level my E until I want to trade. This means that the passive won't be active until you level the ability at least once. Number 13. Coming on from the previous point, this ability can be a big problem if you're ahead and want to stall out the lane. The passive will just keep pushing when you last hit. For this reason, I sometimes stop leveling my E to stop myself from pushing so much. I do this especially if I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose the lane. I want to stall it as much as possible. Number 14. Explosive Shot can be a great harassment tool in lane. Just fire it at someone and run while the ticks are damaging the enemy. Number 15. In the early game, Explosive Shot is your best method of harassing enemies, as your auto attacks are weak early on and Rocket Jump would leave you vulnerable at melee range. You can E and auto attack for free win trades. Start game, the base damage on this ability is insane, although recently nerfed. So this means you will win trades and win lane control. Number 16. The passive on Explosive Shot is surprisingly useful in farming, if you level it. If there are lots of minions in a relatively confined area, killing one could burst and kill the remaining minions, and gain a lot of gold in a relatively short time, without the use of abilities. Number 17. A note from the previous point. This ability can lose you CS. If you kill a minion, the magic damage will proc and damage all nearby minions. So if one of those minions is low and just about survives, your minions will kill it before you get the chance. So keep it in mind which one you should kill first. This surprisingly takes quite a bit of practice. Number 18. Explosive shots active can help stop healing effects. This is actually a big point in regards to someone like Mundo, or a Fed Eddie carry who lifesteals a lot. 50% reduction is massive. I actually insta-pick Trist if I'm versus very powerful HP based teams who regain a lot. Olaf sustain, red pots, health potions, summoner spell heal, Mundos, anyone that regains, Soraka, even natural and item based regain. Anything that provides HP you can stop, so keep it in mind. Number 19. The active shot on explosive shot resets your auto attack animation, so you can add an attack before and after shooting. This is a massive point. I know I've just mentioned it at the end, but it is important. Look below and look how effective it is. Please remember this. It resets the auto attack animation. Please use it. Tristana's R/ultimate, Buster Shot. Buster Shot is a single target ability that deals damage and knocks back the target, and also knocks back an enemy in the area of the effect. Knock back distance. This actually scales contrary to popular belief. 600, 800 and 1000 unit knockback. Knockback force width. 200. Uses and tips. Number 1. Buster Shot's range, like Tristana's basic attack range, scales with her passive, Draw a Bead. Mentioned it 3 times. Number 2. Spell Vamp is fully applied. Number 3. Rylai's Crystal Scepter will apply a 35% slow. Number 4. Magic damage and the knockback will be mitigated by Black Shield. Pretty annoying and can ruin your combo or escape, so it's in red for important. Number 5. This ability will be blocked by Spell Shield completely, including the knockback. Number 6. Tristana will automatically be ordered to attack the target of Buster Shot, and automatically auto attack after that. Number 7. A huge point. If timed correctly, Buster Shot can be used to counter a champion that is dashing to Tristana. So, it can stop a Lee Sin follow-up, an Aurelia dash, a Wukong dash, and a Kali dash, etc. This is an amazing use of this ability that you should keep in mind. I love ruining a Wukong combo with this. It cancels dashes, remember. Number 8. Buster Shot can be used to help escape from an enemy or enemies. Number 9. Can be used to finish off a fleeing enemy. This is a fantastic execution ability. Number 10. Coming on from before, only use this ability if you will kill someone, or if you'll wall pin them. Only if you are sure, 100% sure they will die. Please do not ultimate an enemy that will not die, / will not get knocked into a wall. You will save them, you will knock them to safety. This goes for the entire section, please be careful of this. Number 11. This is not just a single target ability. Buster Shot can knock back multiple enemies if its range and it's hit the target and they're close enough to the first person hit, seen below. Very useful to stop a large amount of clumped enemies in their tracks. Number 12. You can use Rocket Jump to leap over an enemy and then use Buster Shot to fly them back into your allies or an allied turret. This is shown below. This is a high level tactic and can be very effective but is quite risky. Don't really use this strategy in teamfights, I disadvise it. Number 13. Buster Shot will also interrupt channeled abilities such as Katarina's Death Lotus and Nunu's Sub-Zero. A good point, please keep it in mind. With a Z because I'm too cool to type with a proper grammatical structure. Number 14. Buster Shot can be used to stop positional based abilities from affecting your team. For example, a Wukong's ultimate in the middle of your team, you can ultimate him and remove his massive AoE threat if he tries to ultimate. The same goes for a crying Amumu, a Zac jumping up and down like a madman, a Volibear shooting lightning at everyone, a Rammus causing furious earthquakes. You get the point. Big / annoying AoE damage that is threatening your team. You can stop it with the ultimate knockback. Number 15. Using a Buster Shot to move a disruptive caster such as Rise or Veigar can give your team a strong advantage. Kind of the same point as before, I just wanted to emphasize it. You can really help your team by removing heavily disruptive enemies. Number 16. Buster Shot can shoot enemies through small walls. So if you're being chased, it can be amazing to shoot an unsuspecting enemy through a wall. On the flip side, it can also shoot an enemy deep into your side of the map with this ability, cutting them off from help. I'm just giving a few tips. Be inventive, guys. Think of ways that will help you. English, I swear to God, every video I do know it. Number 17. Using Buster Shot on any character trying to get near you allows you to attack them from longer range with your passive, giving you some time or somewhat of a more easier time of killing those pesky melee DPS champions. Basically, knock back people for some safety if they're threatening you, or peel for yourself. It's kind of a common use of this ability. Number 18. Tristana's Buster Shot counts as a knockup for Yasuo's ultimate. So, if you shoot a knockup, say 3 enemies, it could be a good setup for your fellow bro, Yasuo. Number 19. This ability is perfect to help win all-in trades with the sheer amount of pure damage it provides. Number 20. Buster Shot is also good to stop all-ins if the need ever arises. If you're versus a very all-in champion and they're all-inning you and you're about to lose, just Buster Shot them and run. Buster Shot is so good at getting away in pretty much any scenario. Number 21. This is a very big point that I left until last on purpose. Just so you listen to it and remember. You can technically wall pin an enemy for 1 second, shown below. The animation of Buster Shot shoots an enemy a set distance. But if they can't go any further, the animation will, keep on trying to push them until the entire distance would have been complete. So, for this duration, the enemy is in a stasis against the wall. They can't do anything. It's essentially a stun. This is a massive point if you're trying to pin down an opponent. Get it, wall pin? Come on, situationals. You can't make this stuff up, except that I just did. God damn it, English, it's so contradictory, but that's okay. Anyway guys, look at the video below, it shows it all. And that's pretty much it for the abilities. Now on to combo pretexts. Coming up is the combo section. These are simple but important on a start game caster carry like Tristana. For the most part, these combos will be mainly applicable for the start game, but can be used in some rare occasions late if you're lucky. These combos are very important to both obtain kills and obtain lane control. Pay special attention to the harass section, as it's important for start game control. A last note, I have to mention this before we get into our combos. When I say activate your Q in the combo section, ensure you activate it just before you auto attack, just before the first auto attack. This is important to ensure we get the maximum amount of time out of our Q attack speed buff as possible. Too many people activate it during the jump, wasting valuable seconds. Do not do this. Activate it just before your first auto attack to squeeze as much possible time as possible as we can. Possible time as possible. I think my English is getting worse. This is a big mistake too many Tristanas make. Don't be one of them. I'll not bring it up again. A last note. In the following section I will be using Tristana's passive picture, Draw a Bead, as the auto attack picture, just so you know. Harass combos. Harass combo number 1. E. This is a pre-level 6 combo. This is your most basic harass combo. I mean, one ability is kind of a combo. So just E to provide some basic harass, it's barely need to mention. Harass combo number 2. E and auto attack. This is a pre-level 6 combo. You can fire your E, then auto attack for another basic combo. Remember, your E cancels the auto attack animation, so go for it. Harass combo number 3. Auto attack, E, auto attack. This is a pre-level 6 combo. Pretty much the same as before, but this will be your most used combo. We will start with an auto attack, then use our E to cancel the animation. After we use our E, we can auto attack, reset animate, and then auto attack again. This is your best heavy harass combo pre-level 6. Please remember it. Harass combo number 4. E, then R. This is a level 6 plus combo. I've mentioned this type of combo with any decent ultimate base steady carry. You can E, then R for some extremely heavy harass. It lowers your enemy's HP heavily, which means they can't all-in you, which means you have lane control. Your ultimate is not only an execute, like many people, nearly everyone seems to think. It can be used to harass in rare situations if you're very even. These harass combos are vital to give you some power in lane. Too many Tristanas assume Tristana is weak start game. This is not the case if she uses her abilities correctly. She has some of the highest burst in the game's start game, and for this she can get good lane control. All-in/trade combos. All-in/trade combo number 1. W, E, Q. This is a pre-level 6 combo. So this is pretty basic. We jump into your enemy to lock them down. When we are in the air, we use our E so we don't waste time casting it when we land. We then activate our Q when we land, just before our first auto attack. I've mentioned this all throughout the guide, please remember each point. I've already mentioned it. All-in combo number 2. E, Q, then W. This is a pre-level 6 combo. This is a decisive all-in combo. We start with our E to put down that harass immediately, then Q. We obviously auto attack as much as we can. If the enemy stays and we win the trade, we then jump onto them and continue to auto attack until they hopefully die. This is the only exception to activate Q after your jump rule. All-in combo number 3. W, E, Q, and finally R. This is a level 6 plus combo. This is your strongest all-in combo by far and quite universal. You start when jumping onto your enemy and Eing them when in the air. We then activate our Q just before our first auto attack. We then auto attack and attempt to execute our enemy if they get low enough with our ultimate. Basic. Execution combos. Execution combos are used to finish off an enemy with our abilities before they can do anything. Clearly only do these combos if you're about 80% sure they'll die. Execution combo number 1. W, E, activatables and summoner spells, and auto attack. This is a pre-level 6 combo. This is our basic pre-level 6 execution combo. We jump and use our E while in the air, as well as using any activatables and summoner spells in addition to when we're in the air to maximize our damage. We then auto attack to finish off the enemy if the need arises. Execution combo number 2, or as it is more commonly known as, explosive, gunshot, cannon, knife, judo, ice, meteor, shredding, drug taking, fire rocket, poison slash, jump punch, scrap, nuclear, sun decimation combo, or for short, the scrap combo. Scrap being a referential term not related to how awesome the combo is. To use this combo, W, E, activatables slash summoner spells, and R. This is the level 6 plus combo. This combo is your best burst combo. You start by jumping to your enemy, and while in the air you use your E and any activatables like Blade of the Rune King and any summoner spells like Ignite. Before we land we use our R to finish off the enemy, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully they died. This combo is the sexiest thing since sliced bread. A big thumbs up from me. Overall, these combos are pretty important start game and mid game. Later on you just won't be jumping onto the enemy that often, but do look out for combo opportunities late game as they do arise. And that's it for the combo section. Leaning section. Leaning type, form slash kill. Playstyle, passive aggressive. Tristana is very bipolar in her lane. She will either A, be playing extremely defensive and only farming for her late game, or B, get a start game kill and snowball the lane into oblivion. It kind of depends how the lane goes. This is where people go wrong on Tristana. She does not have a weak laning phase. It's actually extremely strong, as her burst damage early game can wreck even the beefiest AD carry. The only problem is after this massive burst, her sustained damage sucks. People interpret that as crap, like her start game sucks. Just because she has no sustained damage doesn't mean she sucks, okay? It's kinda like Lucian. He jumps in, uses his abilities, and after that he sucks. People don't understand that Tristana's only power in her lane is her burst, not her auto attack potential, so keeping that in mind. At the start of the game, be very careful. Chill out and just farm. If your enemy isn't a counter or it's a lane you can slightly abuse start game, try a couple E auto attack combos, or auto attack E auto attack combo. Go to the combo section, you'll know what I mean, and get some harass down. Being careful does not mean that you can't use your very powerful start game explosive shot. Besides this E auto attack combo, back off. Tristana has good start game trades with the harass combo to whittle down her enemies, but any sustained fight she will lose, yes. Use the harass combos to get lane control, but besides this, be chilled out. This is the main mistake too many Tristanas make. They try to all in early and lose easily. Start game is an auto attack carry. Most auto attack carries are garbage compared to any other type of carry start game. Start game you have to be careful and only use key moments / openings to use your auto attack E auto attack harass combo, and wait for your support to either poke them down or CC catch them like a thresh hook. If your support gets a CC land, you should immediately jump and E while in the air to maximize your damage. This is where Tristana's powerful lane control comes in. From here they will be locked down and lose a lot of HP. You should auto attack from here until they flash or die. Tristana is a very basic lane. For the most part, just CS and wait for that support until levels 1 to 3. You are quite strong harass wise at this point in the game, but your all-in potential sucks. You should only be going in and using all of your combos if your support gets them. Besides this, just concentrate on farming. Remember, Tristana's a late game carry. If nothing happens in your laning phase, don't panic, this is something I wanted to mention. If it's a stagnant lane and nothing's happening, you're just farming. That means you're winning your lane. You're a late game carry, they're letting you free farm. Just let it go, let yourself farm, it's fine. You don't have to make plays with Tristana, she does that herself late game. From levels 4 to 6, you will start getting extra auto attack range and a more powerful burst, if you're going with a kill or moderate kill leveling order, which I've mentioned in my leveling order section. At this level you should be using your E to harass constantly, but still be playing quite safe. You have a massive burst, so if they do somehow get low you do have the ability to go in and burst them down, but unless this happens, just play safe. At level 6 you get a colossal power peak. Your WER combo can take half the health of pretty much every AD carry in the game. Fish for a fight once you get level 6. Look for one. Go hard and get those kills. This is a small window of opportunity, but one you must try to make good. Level 6 is your most powerful moment in the lane that you must take advantage of. Attempt to all in them even if they're a little bit behind. So again, as an overview for the laning phase, in all levels, if the enemy makes a mistake, you get a jungle gank, the support makes a catch, do go in regardless of the level. I will not be covering it in the next levels I'm going to explain. Just note that Tristana is fantastic when someone gets caught out, like every AD carry. Levels 1, 2 and 3. Play passive and only use your harass E auto attack combo, then back out. Do not go all in until your enemy gets ganked or your support gets them. Levels 4 to 5. Same as before really, use those harass combos and now you can start poking with auto attacks, if they get caught. Level 6. You should be harassing with combos to get them low in health and try to all in them anytime you have a half decent opportunity. Look for that all in. Level 6 onwards, just a normal lane, chill out. Additional tips for lane. If you have full mana, throw some harass combos out there. Tristana, like every champion ever, should not be sitting in lane with full health and full mana, not using abilities. Keep at least half mana, but anything above that, you should be harassing with. Ensure you have enough mana to perform a full combo. So if they are low in lane, make sure you can use the entire combo. Don't just jump in and think, wait, oh god, I'm out of mana, oh god, I can't use my E or my R. Like that, you know, I've seen that a lot. And think, oh damn, I'm dead. Just a general tip to think about. It goes for all champions, but for Tristana it is especially important. Imagine running out of mana and not being able to jump out. Yeah. You can harass your enemy by killing their allied minions that are near them. A good point. Team fight section. Now the fact I need to do a team fight section for Tristana is testimony to people's inability to teamfight in this game in general. Tristana's teamfight potential is why you pick Tristana. Tristana is the best AD carry teamfighter in the game in my personal opinion. Her safety late game makes her pretty much literally unkillable. That constant 703 range with a resettable W escape and a massive multi-person knockback? Add flash, heal and a defensive item like Banshee's Veil onto this list, you can see why people play her. A Tristana late game can single-handedly win her entire team the game because it's an AD carry that can't be killed. Her range and 90% attack speed buff? Too much. It's an AD carry that's impossible to kill. What's not to OP? And yes, what's not to OP not like? Now into how to do this. Start off by keeping a little distance from your team and waiting for the engage. Very standard. If a dumb enemy overextends a little, auto attack poke them before the team fight. Remember, you are Tristana, you can auto attack her ass with relative safety for days. Once the team fight starts, activate your Q and start auto attacking the highest priority and safest target. Save your W. Do not even think about finishing someone off with your W unless it's 100% sure thing and very safe, and it won't put you into the entire enemy team. Please do not be dumb and use this ability and kill yourself in a team fight. You should be using it defensively when someone jumps onto you, not to jump into the entire enemy team and die. Only jump aggressively if it's a sure thing. If your jump is not enough, save your R for, again, only defensive purposes unless sure. When someone jumps onto you, W away. If needed, R them as well. If they still follow up, flash. If you've been kiting for the entire time, you will have killed virtually any target. Tristana is so hard to get, I barely need this section. If you can't TF with Tristana, you can't teamfight at all. If winning, start hunting down your enemies with W and E. If losing, run with W and R if it's up. Basic. And this is the most basic section I've ever had to write, sorry it's been so monotonous. But I have an AD carry teamfight guide on my channel, which goes over unbelievable detail, so going over it now is kind of a moot point. Go on to my channel if you have trouble teamfighting. And that's it for the guide, my friends. I hope you learned something, and of course it helped. If you like the guide, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. If you find it helpful, please share it with your friends. If not, don't. If you like me, sub, and if you hated this guide, go and unsub. I'm totally fair. And before you leave, massive news for the channel. A close friend of mine, an absolute legend, Philip, has come on to Team Scrap Computer as a main editor. This means that the guides will be coming out around 2 times faster. So, you don't think I have enough videos. That's fine. Wait until you see how many come out soon. Philip is an editing machine. Can we all give Philip a big welcome in the chat? I'd really appreciate it. And thank you so much, guys. And that's it. Sorry for keeping you waiting, and have an absolutely great day. Take care.